wellness.
If you're stressed out either at home or at work, or you're having a stressful relationship between either your girlfriend, your fiance, or your wife, you can have erectile dysfunction.
Call in to get free consultation in health and wellness on 07000 and 090 You can send in questions, cases, and related contributions on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at WFM 917. 56537. You can listen live online at www.wfm917.com. Radio Doctor, Nigeria's first free consultation radio health program on WFM 91.7, the voice of women.
Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, world. Time check, it is 10 minutes past 10 this fine Friday. First of all, thank God it's Friday. Another one. This is the last Friday of the year, of the month, month of November. That's what this Friday is about. It's the last Friday of the month of November, meaning that it's the last Radio Doctor edition for the month of November. The next time we are going to be seeing each other is going to be in the month of December. Who's excited? Me, I have plenty of things I want to see in December, so me, I'm happy. I'm super, super happy about December coming. I have a one day, I have things to do, and I'm going to try, because I've been watching what I'm eating, thanks to Dr. Aviola who's on today. I'm watching what I'm eating, but anything that want to happen in December is going to happen. Then we see ourselves again in January. You're tuned into Women Radio 91.7 FM, the voice of women, Nigeria's first and only radio station for women and their families. My name is Fumi Bangala. This is Radio Doctor, your wellness check, your free health consultation program where real doctors advise real people. Radio Doctor is Nigeria's first specialized radio health program where medical doctors consult for free and advise on your Women Radio 91.7. We are broadcast 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Mondays through Fridays. With all that being said, one more. You can listen to us live on our website, www.wfm917.com, and then you can connect with us on YouTube at WFM917. With that being said, hello, Dr. Aviola, our radio doctor for today. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing well. Good morning.
How's your week been? Are you excited for the weekend? What's your plan? Give me gist.
This is another weekend of sleep. This week has been.
Yeah, I'm happy for you.
So we'll be sleeping a lot. At least on Sunday. Right. I'm working tomorrow, but at least on Sunday I'll sleep.
All right. Okay. So today's topic is 5 silent diseases that only test can detect. You can call in when the phone lines are open. You can call in, but today we're going to start the conversation first, but we'll now open the phone lines. 5 silent diseases that only tests can detect. Jasabela, when we say silent diseases, what do we mean, and why are they so dangerous? Because in my head, I'm thinking maybe malaria. Wait, is malaria a silent disease? I don't know. I'll let you do it.
When we talk about silent diseases, we're really talking about silent time bombs. So conditions that give you a false sense of security, and then until something serious happens, and we'll be talking a lot about this as we go along, but that's why tests and routine checkups are so important.
Just to preempt you, silent disease, are we talking about hypertension or high blood pressure?
I'll give some examples. So hypertension or high blood pressure is one. Diabetes is another. High cholesterol, chronic kidney disease, and I'll probably throw in liver disease as well. And I picked the ones that are more common, and then I see often in the clinic. And I see what happens when we have late detection as well, and it can be devastating. These are things that I see almost every single day or every single time I'm
Okay.
And they're very common. And some statistics say that up to 40% of Nigerians have high blood pressure, adults. In the States, it's half of adults now have high blood pressure. That's about 120 million of them. So, and diabetes here, we're talking up to 20% of adults have diabetes. So these are things that are very, very common. You have, or you know someone that has one or more than one of these diseases.
Okay. Many people like me, we believe that we're fine or are healthy. Apart from the odd headaches here and there, or maybe stomach ache here and there, which maybe might be as a result of hunger if we're really, really looking at it. A lot of us think that we're fine and we assume as we're healthy. What is the danger with this kind of assumption? Why is it risky when it comes to silent diseases?
So that's one of the most dangerous attitudes that we have in Nigeria in the health
Uh-huh.
sector, in the public health sector. Um, I feel fine, so I must be fine. I run into that every day, and it's to me it's infuriating because I know how important it is.
Mhm.
Because I know how important it is, and we have it. It's almost like built into our DNA
Mhm.
in Nigeria. And one of the things that symptoms come late, so it's risky. You ask why is it risky? Symptoms
Mhm.
come late. So with high blood pressure, you can have high blood pressure for years and not have any symptoms. You're
Okay.
dancing, you're going to parties, you're going to work, you're doing all that, and you can have high blood pressure. All these diseases that we mentioned: high blood pressure, high cholesterol, kidney disease, liver disease, diabetes. All of those diseases can be there for years, and you think you're fine, and you're walking around, and your organs are being damaged slowly but surely every day.
Mhm.
So many Nigerians, many Americans walk around with undiagnosed blood pressure, high blood pressure, undiagnosed diabetes, and think just because they currently feel fine that they're healthy. Really, your body tries to compensate a lot. Your liver compensates a lot. Your heart will compensate, your kidneys. But as they're doing that, they're getting damaged. So as your heart is compensating for high blood pressure, it's growing bigger and bigger, and not in a good way. And
Mhm.
in your kidneys, when you have high blood pressure, diabetes, or kidney disease, things are getting damaged in your kidneys. Where by the time I diagnose, maybe one in every four people I diagnose with kidney disease is end
Okay.
stage. It's close to end stage. Like very soon, they're going to need dialysis or a kidney transplant. But by the time it gets diagnosed, so it's a very risky attitude to have, and it's way too prevalent these days.
Hmm. Okay, so based off of that, right, can you walk us through? I know that you've mentioned some of the diseases, silent diseases, but can you walk us through a particular one that people commonly live with that, for years without even knowing? What is it possible to just live with it for years without knowing?
It is. I'll give an example. I have an example here. So the most classic one is high blood pressure or hypertension, as you
Okay.
mentioned. 40, like I said, up to 40%, 50% in the States are people that have high blood pressure, and maybe 25% of them are actually treating it. So that's
Okay.
75% of people may not have it, may not know they have it, or may not be treating it well. I get a lot of this. Oh, oh,
Oh yeah.
I get a lot of that in
Yes,
in
but Allah Maje, yes.
get it all the time, and it's just infuriating. I said it has already happened. Look at your blood pressure. But over the years, that high blood pressure can make your heart larger, can make your blood vessels thicker. It can damage the lining of your blood vessels. We talk about
Mhm.
high cholesterol. High cholesterol can build up and cause plaques. For your this, you have chest pain. We call it angina, or Nigerians say angina. It's chest pain from poor blood flow to the heart. Your blood vessels need to be 90% blocked before you're going to feel it. Your heart will be compensating, your body will compensate up until 90% blockage, and then you now start feeling chest pain. And we often ignore that until the heart attack comes because of the complete blockage. So another one I see often: stroke. You know, I think I told you on air maybe 1 or 2 episodes ago where I saw somebody actually having a stroke in front of me in the waiting room of
Yeah,
ROH.
of the hospital. Yes.
Yeah, and I've seen many. I mean, I have somebody now that is, knew she had high blood pressure, ignored it, ignored it, ignored it, and then the family brought her in recently, unresponsive. Not dead, but unresponsive, and she, of course, had a stroke. Now she's not speaking. It was stroke happened in the area of the brain that causes that's meant for speech. It's called Broca's area. So now she's not speaking, has erratic behavior, all of that. And it's what's really painful is that these things are simple.
Could have
We
been
test,
avoided.
we test, if you walk in off the street and want to get your blood pressure checked, we're probably not going to charge you. It's free, and it takes less than a minute. Right. So I carry my blood pressure machine everywhere I go. It's in my bag, it's in my
Everywhere.
car. Everywhere I go. If I feel funny, I just check my blood pressure. It literally takes seconds, and it's so useful. So I say high blood pressure is a perfect example of silent disease. Its nickname is the silent killer because by the time you have it, you very well could be dead.
Whew, well, which way? Oh, which way? Okay. Okay. Next question for you is, what are the early warning signs? And I know we was it stroke? Yeah, it was stroke and stress. It was stress. No matter how subtle, what are those signs that people should pay attention to?
It's easy to know when you're hungry because your stomach will start rumbling and you'll have pain and you'll feel hunger, and you usually feel that right away. But a lot of these diseases do not have any. But I'll talk about some of the common ones. For example, high blood pressure. People may complain about headaches. That's the first one you'll hear about. But I have to stress that your blood pressure can be very high enough for you to have a stroke or a heart attack without you feeling the headaches. But people have headaches. Some people have blurry vision. We can even have nosebleeds. Um, some people, especially if the high blood pressure has been there for a long time, when they try to exert themselves, maybe climb
Hi,
stairs.
Dr. Biela.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Hi, Dr. Biela. Can you hear
I can hear you. You're in and out a little
Yes, I
bit,
can. Yes.
but I can hear you.
I think so. But yes, please go ahead.
Okay. Did you hear the high blood pressure ones? Headaches and blurry vision? You're frozen on my screen.
Hi, Dr. Biela.
Okay, I think you're back now.
Okay, it's
Good.
better now. Yes.
Much,
Okay, please go ahead.
much better.
I heard we're talking about the sickness, and yes, I think you were speaking about how regardless, like when you're hungry, you start having hunger pangs, right? So I think I missed what you were saying afterward.
Yeah, so it's easy to know when you're hungry, and you just go and eat. But a lot of these diseases do not have any signs. But some of them, for example, high blood pressure, you can have headaches, you can have blurry vision, you can even have nosebleeds. Some people, if the high blood pressure has been there for a long time, they will have, if they try to exert themselves, maybe climb stairs or walk long distances, they'll start having difficulty breathing or shortness of breath. But I have to stress that the high blood pressure could have been there for years before you see any of these symptoms. You can still have a stroke or a heart attack from high blood pressure without any symptoms. That's very common. So, or sometimes you have the symptom like immediately before. That's what happened with the woman I was telling you about that ignored her high blood pressure. She screamed from the room, "Oh, I'm having the worst headache of my life." And that was immediately when she had the stroke within seconds. So it's not enough. It's not like a warning sign that gives you time to go and take some medication, or it's impending, it's impending doom. so to speak. For diabetes, you can go years too without, diabetes with uncontrolled blood sugar. But some of the signs are polydipsia, polyphagia, polyuria, meaning you'll be thirsty all the time and you're drinking excess water. You're hungry all the time and you're eating more than more than you typically tend to, and you're urinating more frequently than you. Yes. And then you can even have unexplained weight loss with diabetes, that's been there all the time. Then another thing, because bacteria love the blood sugar and they love high blood sugar. So you have frequent infections or you don't recover from infections quickly enough. All those could be signs of diabetes. We, for high cholesterol, often, like I said, the blood vessel can be blocked up to 90% before you feel anything. So oftentimes there's no symptoms, but you can have chest pain as well from blocked arteries. But usually what you get is a heart attack or a stroke, and then you now trace back and find out it was from cholesterol.
Right.
And then liver and kidney disease, people may start swelling, legs will swell or the body will swell. Liver disease, depending on it, you may start having generalized body itching. All of those could be signs. With kidney disease, you can have puffy face, like your face is swelling, or like I said, your legs swell. But usually by the time you see any of those, it has been around for years and more than likely has caused some large degree of damage to the organ.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let's actually talk about hypertension in particular, because like you said, it's hypertension and blood pressure that similarly they're the same.
Yes, hypertension, high blood pressure is the exact same thing.
What simple tests can detect it early for people?
The thing, probably the easiest test in all of medicine is for high blood pressure. It's a blood pressure. So we have the manual machines and we have the automatic machines. We test both. Both of them are accurate. We even tell people that if you have a blood pressure machine at home, like an automatic machine, you can bring it in and we'll test it for you to make sure that it's accurate. Once you wrap that thing around your arm and you push the button, within 30 to maximum 60 seconds, you're going to have a blood pressure reading. And if you're, the typical normal blood pressure is 120 on the top, 80 on the bottom. But you have to know that your blood pressure fluctuates. So if I stand up, even as I'm talking now, my blood pressure has raised because I have a heightened energy level. If I stand up, my blood pressure is going to raise. But it's a range. You try and stay within the normal ranges. The research that just came out this year, they're trying to push for 110 over 70 as normal blood pressure. I'm not ready to go that low with my patients yet, so I still stick with 120 over 80 for personal and clinical reasons I'll go into later. But if you have a number on the top above 140, you have high blood pressure, simple. And if your bottom number is above 90, call that high blood pressure. So anything 140, 90 and above is something that should be treated. And I want to quickly stress for our listeners, it's not always medication. So if I get a 35-year-old, and before I say that, I usually don't diagnose somebody with high blood pressure on the first visit unless it's very high. Okay. So if your blood pressure, we said the limit is 140 over 90. So if a blood pressure is 145 over 95, I may not diagnose that person with high blood pressure. I may draw their attention to it, give them some techniques to calm down and maybe ask them about sleep and all of that. And the next time I see them, if they have normal blood pressure, then we continue. I usually look for 2 high readings on 2 separate occasions before I now diagnose that person. But if they come in and their blood pressure is 170 over 120, then that's different. Anything 160 and above, I'm automatically diagnosing that person with high blood pressure, and usually we'll start some form of treatment at that time. So easy to check your blood pressure, people. So easy. There's really no excuse not to do it.
So I have a machine as well at home, but I got that when I was pregnant because I was I have to be checking my blood pressure. Please go ahead.
May I ask a question?
Yes, please.
Are there batteries in it?
Yes, no.
Okay.
Yeah, but the last time I used the machine was during AFCON. AFCON, what year was that? No. It was not AFCON. There was a match 2 years ago that we came second. Nigeria came second. That was the last time I did because my heart, I could feel my heart inside my brain. So I quickly went to get I think we played South Africa and we beat them. So I quickly went and I checked it, but I didn't watch the match after. So that's the last time I've used it.
Was it high then? Was it high when you checked it?
Oh yeah, like kind of, yeah, about to die high. Yes. It was really, really high. It was so crazy. But yeah, again, if you don't have a machine at home, you can always walk into the primary healthcare center. Maybe even some pharmacies would. Some might be for a fee, some might be for free. But I mean, it's important to encourage people to go check their blood pressure regularly.
I did some little research before. The most expensive blood pressure check is 500 naira, but most of them are free. Most of them are free.
Okay, then let's now move to diabetes because you had mentioned, or if you are going to the toilet frequently, and I know that that's something that happens with diabetes. So how often should adults check their blood sugar, even when they feel well?
Yeah, if you're less than 40, every 2 to 3 years, you want to do either a fasting blood sugar or something called a hemoglobin A1C. It's a long-term, it's one figure that gives you what your average blood pressure has been for the last 2 to 3 months. So it's a very useful test. I often run both on patients because fasting blood sugar at times can be deceiving, especially if the person truly fasted before doing the test. The blood sugar may be low, but the hemoglobin A1C will be high still, whether or not you are fasting. So above the age of 40, I tell people to do once a year. Treat yourself to a checkup, including blood sugar checkup once a year. And if you have diabetes, or you had a what do you call gestational diabetes, like a big baby, and diabetes during pregnancy, and anybody that has, these are now high risk factors, or you have the disease, then you're going to be checking it more frequently. I ask my diabetics to check their blood sugar every day. Is that important? Every day would be lovely. And yeah, they have the most common type is where you like prick your finger and check. But I have some of my patients on a blood sugar patch. So it's just a patch you slap on the arm and you read it with your smartphone. So anytime you want to check your blood sugar, you just tap your phone to the shoulder or wherever you put your patch, and it can read your blood sugar within seconds, and you just change the patch every 2 to 4 weeks. It's also getting much easier to check. So once a year above the age of 40 and 2 to 3 years under the age of 40.
Okay, 1 to 3 years under the age of 40. Okay. What about high cholesterol? Because you mentioned that as well. Why doesn't the body give us? Because I mean, in this part of the world that we live in, if there's anything that we eat more than any other thing, it is fatty food that is high in cholesterol. But we fry everything. You fry your chicken, you fry your fish, you fry your meat, you fry your pepper. What else do we fry? You do stir fry. Everything is fried, right? So how can we figure out, okay, that's why our body is in danger? How? Yes, please go ahead.
We fry, food like Nigerians, and even I think all Nigerians, but especially Yorubas, food is not tasty if it's not fried. Everything needs to be fried. And we may have a separate episode on the danger of seed oil. So we fry everything in corn oil, anything made from seeds, corn oil, canola oil. Typical Aurora is corn oil or cottonseed oil, also known as rapeseed oil. Any of those seed oils are not only are they high in cholesterol, even though you will read them and they'll say heart healthy or low in trans fats, the type of cholesterol and the type of fat your body doesn't like and it's treated as a poison, and it builds up even something called linoleic acid, which builds up in your bloodstream, which is causes damage, and it causes weight gain. So not only is the food causing weight gain, but the oil we're frying it in is causing weight gain. I teach my patients to return to tropical oils. So that's coconut oil. I use, if I'm cooking, I cook with coconut oil or butter or palm oil. That's it. Sometimes you see me use olive oil. That's as low as I'll go, and it makes a huge difference in heart health. I used to have chest pain. I used to have bad cholesterol, and then when I changed and people always look at me strange when I say I fry in butter. They're like, butter? That's the worst of them. I said, no. Your body can metabolize it, can process it way better than they can process these corn oils. Do you know what corn oil was designed for? And all these Aurora type of oil was initially designed for?
I'm afraid to hear what it was for.
As an industrial lubricant. So for machinery. It's meant for lubricating machine. 100%. That's what it's meant for. Meant for lubricating machinery. And then when they had so much of it, more than they needed for the machines, they started trying to come up with ways to introduce it into the food supply. And you have to bleach it and treat it with chemicals and stuff because it stinks. Naturally, it stinks, and you would never want to put that in your body. So it's highly processed so that it looks and stable, so it looks like what it looks like when we buy it. But if you can, and in the US now, 75% of food in the grocery store has that seed oil in it. So they use that as fillers. So they'll take out some of the real food, maybe some of the real beef, real rice, even crackers. You'll just have to look at the package and you'll see 30% canola oil or 25% rapeseed oil. And they use it as filler, so it's because it's very cheap. I mean, they were going to throw it away. They have way too much, and it's finding its way into the food supply. This is one of the reasons why I don't stay in the States long, because I can't find food that's healthy. My last trip, I cut it in half. I was supposed to be there for 4 weeks. After 2 weeks, I felt so, let me say, yucky from the inside from the food that I called my agent and I flew back.
So the Nigeria food is still healthier.
Yeah, it's still healthier because you can still find farmers, people that actually farm food. You can still get organic food, but it's getting worse every day, and then I'm not talking about fast food, which follows what the Americans do. But I can still find somebody, in a boutique down the street that can sell me fresh vegetables and beef that, look at our cows. You see, they're walking on the street, they're grass fed. Our cows are grass fed. Our beef is grass fed. Most of it is. These are not, I see them on the express all the time, and they're just eating grass. That's the best type of, best type. You don't have to be afraid of that type of beef. You can eat that beef. But those that are fed a lot of antibiotics and are, kept in stalls where they can't move, how they really make a lot of beef in the States and around the world. A lot of that beef is more dangerous. So I was supposed to be talking about cholesterol, but I got off on my seed oil tangent because it's something dear to me. But high cholesterol is one of those silent ones because you really can't know your cholesterol level. You can't see it on your face, and some of us produce it. First of all, cholesterol is found in every cell of the body, so every cell in your body has it. So when people tell me it's strange I eat butter, I don't know. You need some cholesterol in your diet for regular maintenance, but it's just you have different forms of cholesterol. So you have HDL, LDL, you have things called triglycerides. All of them reside in different ratios. And I just mentioned the oils that are healthier, the coconut oils, the what we call tropical oils, the natural ones are much healthier than what we normally do. By the time high cholesterol gives you a problem, you will have either a heart attack or a stroke. Usually, it can even affect your kidneys as well. But the most common ones I see are heart attacks and strokes. I see them all the time.
Right. Okay. What about silent diseases that affect, major organs such as the liver or kidneys? What tests can help, detect early liver or early kidney damage. Because sometimes, even for me, when you hear, somebody has a kidney disease, and then the person already looks like the thing has already deteriorated to such a fatal level. Is it that they didn't pay attention to it when they first of all started noticing it, or they didn't start doing tests? So can you just elaborate on that?
Yeah, we'll start with kidney disease because you just mentioned that.
Okay.
The when you see that it's deteriorated, it means that it wasn't detected early, right? The person didn't do routine tests. I do have a large portion that people were told they have early kidney disease and they ignore it. And then when it's really bad, you can't breathe, your body's swelling, then you see them running to seek help. And by then it's very difficult. At times, kidney damage can be so bad that the only way out of it is dialysis while you're waiting for a kidney transplant. And you can imagine, besides the expense, you want to do, I would say the average kidney transplant in Nigeria is anywhere from 8 to 25 million naira. So, and that's if you found a donor, so which some people can spend years looking for. Same thing with liver disease, also silent. So liver disease, you can have things like hepatitis. See it all the time. Hepatitis can be silent in your body for a decade or more. Even people that routinely abuse alcohol, your liver can adapt for years before it starts decompensating into something called cirrhosis. And then we have things like fatty liver disease, which are tied into the foods we eat. Everything that goes into your mouth passes through your liver before it gets to the rest of your body. Your liver processes everything. So alcohol, drugs, I'm talking about medications, one of the number one proponents to liver disease worldwide is a common pain medication that starts with the letter P that we take all the time. It's related to liver disease. The number one cause of liver disease worldwide.
You said? Because I popped one yesterday. I popped one last night.
Yes, when I learned that it was the number one cause of liver disease worldwide, I stopped popping them. Like I used to take them almost every day. So yeah, you can use it. You can use it occasionally, but I have people that will take it 2 to 3 times a day, every day.
Some people even chew it.
Cannot do that.
Some chew is like, what are you doing?
Yes, or some people take it when they don't have pain, and just because, don't worry, it's protective, and really it's not. So I tell people, if you have to use it more than 3 days in a row, there's a problem. There's a real problem. You need to go and solve that problem rather than covering it up with that, because you could be doing more damage, especially to the liver. So don't feel bad about the one time you used it last night, but
okay.
You don't want it to be a habit. Definitely not.
Okay, let's talk treatment or prevention. For someone listening right now, what are the top 5 essential tests that they can walk into a hospital right now to do today that will help them, in detecting some of these silent diseases?
Number 1, check your blood pressure. Number 2 would be blood sugar. And we typically test fasting blood sugar, but if it's been 2 hours since your last meal, we can even do a random blood sugar at any time. You can do a urinalysis. And I'm talking about, these are cheap tests as well, blood pressure check, free to 500 naira. A blood sugar test averages about 1,500 naira. The urinalysis also averages about 1,500 naira. Then I would look at kidney function tests, liver function test. Is that 5? Urinalysis, blood pressure? Yes, that's 5. So kidney function, liver function, blood sugar, blood pressure, and urinalysis.
Urinalysis.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are your cheapest ones. If you can add a cholesterol, fasting, what we call fasting lipid profile, I will call that my top 6.
Okay. All right. Are there particular risk groups that are at risk, or particular groups that are at risk of these silent diseases? I know for sure, like pregnant women, because I had pregnancy-induced high blood pressure with my first pregnancy. With the second one, okay, no, that was ulcer. So I know that for sure, pregnant people. But are there people who are more vulnerable to these diseases, and how often should they test themselves?
So pregnant women is number one. You got that one. You got that one well. Um, when we have at ROA, when we have people coming in for their routine visits, every visit we're checking your blood pressure. Almost every visit we're doing a urinalysis, looking for urine protein. So yeah, pregnant women would be number one. I would say number two would be women over the age of 40. You know, they have a higher risk for high blood pressure and diabetes, as well as cholesterol, high cholesterol. Men over the age of 40 would be group 3 for the same reasons as women. And then if you're overweight or obese, you have a risk of diabetes in some areas 10 times as high. And then let me make it a top 5, family history. So if you have a positive family history, somebody in your family has high blood pressure or diabetes or high cholesterol, you can be twice as likely to have it. So, you know, for example, I know in my family we have a lot of high blood pressure, which is why I take my blood pressure so seriously. We don't have diabetes as much, but if we did, I would check my blood sugar maybe every month. You know, so those are your top 5. If you're using alcohol regularly or smoking regularly, you probably want to increase your frequency of getting checked as well. And of course, elderly, you know, those 60 plus, you know, you should be treating yourself to a checkup at least once a year. And if you have diabetes, you should be monitoring that way more frequently. Like I said, I love daily blood pressure and blood sugar checks. 5 minutes out of your entire day, you can pretty much check your chronic diseases and know where you stand, and then you can catch things very, very early.
The final question I have for you is, and I've been avoiding this question, is lifestyle habits. What lifestyle habits should, you know, a person inculcate, take in, that would reduce, you know, the risk of developing these diseases? What should they drop? What should they take on to reduce the risk of silent diseases?
You wanted to avoid this question because you're afraid you may be on the list.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I would say for me, number one is high sugar diets. So people that drink soft drinks. I just recently stopped. I used to drink 1 to 2 a week. I recently went to 0. Soft drinks, a lot of pastries, people that eat a lot of, you know, sweet snacks. Those that eat white bread a lot. Those are all, I know I'm going to get you on one of these. Those are all sugar and starch heavy.
Those are okay, I haven't eaten bread in a very long time. I have to clap for my, okay, no, what am I saying? I had bread yesterday, but I had 2 slices of bread. I had it with boiled eggs, 2 boiled eggs, 2 cucumber slices. That's all I had. So yeah, yes.
Okay.
That was a healthy breakfast.
We'll give you 50% for that.
And I haven't eaten biscuits in over a week because you removed everything from what I'm supposed to be eating. What else?
You're going to feel. Do you know your face is already looking slimmer? It is. I can tell on the camera. So
Okay.
you're going to feel the benefits. Just stick with it a few more weeks. Sedentary lifestyle. So if you know you're not active a lot. We're still talking about high risk groups. So and then I'll have to put smoking and alcohol in there as well. So high salt, high sugar, smoking and alcohol, sedentary lifestyle, meaning long sitting, little exercise. And you know, from our previous episodes, poor sleep, chronic stress, these are real. You know, we talked about sleep a few episodes ago, and as well as chronic stress. So all of those puts you in the higher risk category. I'm sure one of them or more will apply to a listener or a presenter or a producer that we can work on. These are all things that can be worked on and improved little by little.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Abiola. Today was very, very illuminating, even for me. Thank you so much for joining us today. Dr. Abiola is the MD CEO of ROA Hospital.
Can I do one thing before I go?
Oh, yes, please.
Because of these tests, I want to give away. So anybody that's afraid of some, I named some top 5 tests: BP, blood
Mhm.
sugar, those kind of things. I'll give away maybe 20. So if you contact us through social media or call me directly or call our front desk, at least 20 people will get some form of testing in our new lab. And I'm looking forward to introducing people to how simple it is. That's why I'm technically paying for these tests, just so you see how simple it is. Get your numbers, encourage other people to do it, and let's spread some good vibes all across Nigeria.
Okay, first of all, thank you so much, Otabiola, for always giving us treats, because they are really treats. Because one of the things that prevents people from going to the hospital is that they're expensive for them, based on the fact that we know how the Nigerian economy is moving. So thank you for giving, the free test. We would not call now, but next week, the Otabiola will say that 20 people came or 50 people came. If I will collect your name, but
I've not been known to turn people away. So just come. Just come.
Okay, so the Cabela says you should come to RA Specialist Hospital for your free test, so that you can know that it's not as scary as maybe you've been thinking or people have been saying. Thank you so much, Dr. Abiola. If you want to reach Dr. Abiola, you can reach him on 0913 579 5108, or the other number for appointments 080 888 626 35. You can also reach Dr. Abiola on his social media pages, ROA Specialist Hospital. Thank you so much, Dr. Abiola, once again for coming. The next time we'll be seeing you will be in the month of December.
I look forward to it. Have a good day.
Have a good day. All right, you can still join us on Women Radio. We have great, amazing programs still in store for you. Do not go anywhere. We also have our Reporter Awards that is today by 3 p.m. Do not forget, you can join us. You can join us online to listen, to weigh in, to just, see what's going on as we celebrate media organizations that are putting women at the forefront. Radio Doctor on Women Radio is Nigeria's first specialized radio health program, broadcast from Monday to Fridays, 10 a.m. Join us on Monday in the new month for another edition of Radio Doctor. Many thanks to my producer, Aisha Sunny. Many thanks to Benjamin in the studio, and to the executive producer, Tunwokewale Shanaya. Thank you so much. My name is Fumi Bangara. Do have a healthy day. God bless.